For question 3 of the evaluation, I'm live on scene at Caister Beach near Great Yarmouth, where the music video for Jonny Dylan Hughes Bravery was filmed not so long ago, back in October, November. And as well as that, a lot of the images from the Digipack productions to promote the album Bravery were taken, produced and then put onto the Digipack designs. So question 3 focuses on what I've learned from audience feedback, and I have to say that audience feedback is a very reliable tool in getting the product that you're making up to scratch, and to really make sure that you're targeting it at the right audience and that it really appeals to the target audience that you are trying to appeal to. So one of the best ways to get feedback from my target audience was to produce paper feedback questionnaires and hand them out to my peers in class. Another way was to post the music video and the Digipack design drafts onto my blog, where my peers could comment, other people could comment, people on YouTube could also comment on the music video, and likewise friends and family could also have a look, and there I could make detailed assumptions on what I needed to change for my productions on music video and my Digipacks, and also on what worked well. I was also able to make up a really detailed plan of what my audience, or who my audience were. And in terms of age, I concluded, based on all the feedback I'd received, the paper feedback, the electronic feedback as well, that the main audience in my music video, in terms of age, were the 17 to 18-year-old age bracket. These were the people who gave the music video the highest scores. They were also the people who said they were most likely to buy the Digipack if they were to ever find it in the shops. And so I could conclude that those were the age group who found it most appealing. Other age groups didn't really find it appealing at all. They said they wouldn't buy it. Older age groups didn't give it as high scores. They didn't seem to get the concept of the music video as well. And so I can conclude that really, in terms of media theory, audience theory, uses of gratification theory as well, that it was because the 17 to 18-year-old age group could identify with what was going on in the music video. They could also identify with the protagonist, Jonny, who was their age. They could identify with him on the Digipack designs as well, on the music video as well. They understood him, and uses of gratification theory states that if the audience can identify with the protagonist or anybody in the product, then they're more likely to find it appealing. Of course, Jonny could become a role model to them. He was their age, they could aspire to be just like him. In terms of gender, it was the males who found the music video and the Digipacks more appealing. Females didn't tend to have quite such a strong response to both products, and mainly I can conclude this was because there was no real female in either the music video or the Digipack designs, unfortunately. So for them, they couldn't really identify with the protagonist. He was a male. Females felt they were underrepresented, I think. They gave it lower scores for the music video. They also said they didn't understand the narrative as well. They didn't get it, they didn't enjoy it, they didn't have a strong response when asked whether they would buy the Digipack either. So I could conclude that males were my main music video and Digipack audience. In terms of media theory, Stuart Hall mentioned that the audience decodes what the media producer encodes into the product, and for females they were less likely to decode what I'd encoded into it because it was all from a male's perspective. In terms of voyeuristic treatment of women, Laura Mulvey mentioned that we should view media really in terms of a heterosexual male's viewpoint, and this really is what we're seeing in my music video. In terms of sexuality, it would be heterosexual male who would be most who would find it most appealing, because again, we are viewing what we're seeing on the screen, and every piece of the narrative in my music video and everything in my Digipack was viewed from a heterosexual male stance point, really, wasn't it? Because of the male Jonny being in it, as well as that it would appeal to a homosexual male as well, because of the fact that there were no females in the music video. It was only males that were being represented completely and entirely throughout the product. And finally, we come to ethnicity, and really it was white British who found the product most appealing, and this was because of the location. We're at Caister Beach near Great Yarmouth in Norfolk. It's a British seascape location. As well as that, we were at Norwich Cathedral. We were also at another unknown British location inside a house. So really it was British who found the narrative most appealing. Anybody who knows the Norfolk seascape would really find the product really appealing to them, because the whole narrative takes place out here at Caister Beach. As well as that, down the road at Great Yarmouth we've also got a bit of filming happening at Norwich Cathedral. So anybody who lives in Norfolk or has an interest in the Norfolk landscape would find the music video most appealing. And that was evident through comments that I'd had posted on YouTube. People who'd viewed the blog as well mainly tended to be from the area. They found it most appealing. They loved it more than any other. The only other ethnicity that we could mention in this that had appeal from the music video and the digipack designs was British Canadian, and that's because the music, the soundtrack, Jonny Dylan Hughes Bravery. Jonny Dylan Hughes himself is a British Canadian who's based in British Columbia. So from the YouTube comments we've got, and also from the blog views, you can tell that the British Canadian interest was quite high as well. So for ethnicity, we would say that it's British Canadian, but predominantly a white British and Norfolk appeal as well. People who live in Norfolk or have an interest in East Anglia as well. And finally, if we just have a look at media interests, what other people were interested in, it tended to be people who were interested in the genre, who liked the music video. We saw comments on YouTube. It was mainly people who commented who had an interest in the genre, who had an interest in Jonny Dylan Hughes music as well. And from that we started to build up a fan base of people who enjoyed his music video as well. So that really is the main audience, and that's what I learned from audience feedback. I was able to identify who my audience was. I was able to make a very detailed assumption of what my audience was, what they were interested in, their ethnicity, their age group, and we said and concluded, based on the feedback that I received on my music video and my digipack designs, that it was a 17 to 18 year old age group who would be the audience. It was also a male audience who had the most interest, I found, based on the feedback I was given. A white British or secondary audience would be a British Canadian audience, or a British Columbian audience, in fact, from Canada, and also people of either heterosexual male or homosexual male who were interested in the electro-pop genre itself.